Welcome back, everybody. I'm joined by a special guest today. I'm really excited to talk to this gentleman, Kyle Sefcik. Am I saying the last name correctly?
Oh, you got it, man. Septic.
Perfect. Beautiful. I practiced a few times before the
Oh,
show.
man.
So Kyle is a very interesting dude. And like we were just saying before we started recording here, I see a lot of similarities, obviously, in our beliefs and
Mm.
what we picture for the country, but also you have taken that next step and are running for political office. And a big part of what I'm doing here with my show is trying to showcase as many real people running for political office so we can get these disgusting career politicians out. And
Right.
man, first off, I admire you for that, and I'm going to do everything I can to play my part in that. But why don't you tell our listeners, kind of what you're running for and what you're all about, my man?
Yeah, so my name is Kyle Sefcik. Last name is spelled Sefcik. I'm running as unaffiliated for governor of Maryland. I'm in the general election. So on November 8th, it will be between the Republican, the Democrat, and me, an
And you.
unaffiliated candidate. And it's not like, oh, he's independent. No, I'm not even independent party. I'm just completely unaffiliated to any party. Someone to lead should not be playing the games of the parties, which is something
Mm,
that everybody listening to the show knows is going on.
yeah.
So that's why I chose to just got put into my heart, run as unaffiliated, especially with all the things that I've been involved with just the last 2 years alone with fighting the government with all these mandates with my businesses and my health and my children. I'm that person to step up and do it. And that's why I have so much confidence behind what I'm doing. That's why our movement is growing. And I know we're going to talk about a lot of other stuff that I've done in the past and stuff like that has built me for this. But just so the listeners know, I'm in the general election on November 8th. I'm the unaffiliated candidate. I am that person to truly lead Maryland and get things back on course.
So, man, yeah, I have a lot of questions, and I'm really
Yeah.
interested because I've considered the possibility of running for some sort of office here, just because I'm fed up with a lot of
Mhm.
things, and maybe not starting at the level of governor. That's a big role, and why? I guess my first question would be why that? Why start there instead of something smaller and working your way up?
Because what I noticed, I have multiple businesses throughout the whole state of Maryland. So there's different
Ah,
counties. Counties, as you know, locally can choose on what to do with their own schools and what to do with blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, all the counties listened to the state,
yeah,
which were listening to the federal. It just linked down. They said, we'll give you all this money if you make everybody wear a mask and get the vaccine. It's literally exactly what we're hearing. It's not conspiracy. It comes, where's the money coming from? So the state obeys the feds, and then the counties then the state basically bribes and says, hey, listen, we're not going to give this to your school system, or we're not going to give this to your businesses unless you comply with what we say. So what I saw is, instead of me going for a local position, I wanted to just go to state. We need to get somebody at the head of the state to truly start, one, calling everybody out, seeing what's really going on the inside, getting all these people called out for the whole games that they're playing inside, Republican and Democrats, who are all messing it up for us. And number two, there needs to be a leader that is not part of any of the parties, isn't going to just listen to whatever the Republicans want to do because it goes against the Democrats, and vice versa.
right,
That
yeah,
to be a true person like myself, a father, a small business owner, an athlete, someone who's young and healthy and ready to lead, rather than the games that they keep playing. And more than ever, people are seeing the games that they're playing. And that's
yeah.
why right now there's not a better time for an unaffiliated candidate to win a governor of a state. And then what that's going to do is send a message, not just to the United States, the rest of the states in the United States, but the world. Like, yo, there's this it will send the message of what we need out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, I agree, man. And I don't know a lot about the state of Maryland specifically, but I've followed some aspects of Maryland politics over the last couple of years, primarily because Kimberly Klacik made a big splash with her ad running for office and focusing on the issues in Baltimore. But has Maryland been a blue state traditionally, or a red state, or
Hey, man, we have a
okay,
Republican government currently that everybody likes to call a rhino, right?
yeah,
And because he does do a lot of what the Democrats want. I'm not going to get into that. My goal is, I don't need to bash all these people. You know what I'm saying? I know
yeah,
what I need to
sure,
do when I get
yeah,
in there, but I just want to be straight up. It is a mostly blue state. It is,
okay,
okay?
got it,
And there's a lot of changes, not just happening just with the businesses and the taxes and all this bad stuff. but in the school systems as well. It's just,
Right.
it's getting really weird in Maryland, man. And it's like, I've always felt comfortable in Maryland until these last like couple years, to be honest. And if something doesn't change fast, there's not just myself, but a lot of people are ready to get out of here, man. So I want to make sure this beautiful state that I've made, have my family in, have my businesses in, have my people in. I'm not going out without a fight, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's clear, man. And like I said, I admire what you're doing. As far as the schools, what are they doing there that you want to change, or what do you think needs to happen in that context?
Well, first, man, all the schools in Maryland said, "Yo, let's put masks on these kids for 8 hours a day."
Right.
Okay.
It's awful.
Like, you and me are health experts, man. We know how to take care of ourselves. We know what's right. We know what's right to put on our body, in our body. We know these things. Putting masks on our face that don't even work against this virus. We're not even going to get into that.
Not at all.
It just makes sense. And to see my kids sent off to school in a mask, I said, nope. And I pulled them out of school, and I've been homeschooling them ever since.
Good for you.
Now, in
man.
Montgomery County, which is the craziest county in Maryland when it comes to, like, honestly, just like ungodly things, you know, that they're passing and stuff. I'll get to that later. That's where we lived. That's where one of my businesses is. And that's where my kids were going to school. So I started homeschooling. But before that, I said, you know what? Let's go try at another school in Carroll County next to us, because they still had mask optional. They were one of 2 counties in Maryland that said, hey, we're still doing mask optional. So at the start of the school semester, we had them there, the first semester. And within 2 weeks, the state wouldn't give that county money. So they folded. They said, we will obey. And they put masks on the kids. And I said, nope. And I've been homeschooling ever since. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I never complied. I never sent my kids off to school. I was never playing like that. And I get it. There's a lot of parents that say, oh, but I have to work. I can't do homeschool. At the end of the day, wrong is wrong. And I did whatever I had to do. I even downgraded. I moved from a house to an apartment so that I could have more time and money to take care of my kids and do what needs to be done for homeschooling. Makes sense? Because I couldn't work as much and do all these other things. I literally downgraded my life when it comes to material things so that I could have my children in a good environment, safe environment. And just to be honest with you, now they're a grade level ahead of all these other kids.
I bet they are, man. I bet they are. Yeah.
So that, for one, it's just the decisions they make on just the health aspect of the kids, right? What they're eating, what they're learning. And then we go into what they're learning, bro. This week, I just posted something today. There's a book now that they're approving in schools called The Gay BCs, and it teaches the kids A and B is for bisexual, and C is for, and G is for gay. The book is about that. And this isn't some like, oh, he's just making this up. This is go look it up. In Montgomery County, Maryland, they now have this book for the kids in the schools. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be like, oh, how dare you gay people, you're going to burn in hell. I'm not here to say that, but these kids don't need to be reading that stuff.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Especially like elementary kids.
Not to mention these teachers that they're letting come into these school systems are like really twisting with these kids. So our kids are under attack in America. Make no mistake about it. They're after the kids. You see it. You see how these teens are growing up. You see what's happening with the youth right now, not just with unhealthy just bodies, what they're doing with their bodies, the media, the music, what the teachers are teaching them, what society's teaching them. They're getting messed up, man. If we don't change this fast, where's America going to go? Where's society going to go?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. I always think of the adage, good times create weak men create bad times create, strong men. And it's like so on and so forth. And it's so true. And you're seeing it across America, like elementary age kids, they're wanting to push a lot of this stuff on. And it's like, look, I've said this many times before. I'm like, I don't want you to teach my kindergartner about gay sex, but here's the thing. I also don't want you to teach my kindergartner about straight sex. How about you don't teach them about sex, period, and you leave that up to the parents?
100%. Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. When I took like health classes at end of elementary and middle school, it messed me up. It actually had me make wrong decisions that messed me up young. I'm going to be honest. Like the health teachers were teaching me stuff at that age. And this is 20 years ago, this is 25 years ago. I can only imagine how much different it is now, worse now with what these kids think is okay. I'm just being straight up. Like I made errors in my life sexually because of what I learned in the health. You know what I'm saying? I thought certain things were okay and it took me on bad routes. Now what they're hearing, man, these kids, you see it all over. They want to change genders. They're confused. What they're being taught at home is different from what they're taught at school. Yo, man, we got to do something about this, man.
And also they'll jump on social media and it's just Instagram is nothing but asses shaking and, TikTok is the same thing and twerking videos and all this. It's like, man, they're getting bombarded with this stuff. And as a parent, it's worrying, man. And from one parent to another, my child's not old enough. She wasn't school age through any of this yet. She's about to be old enough for elementary education. But I admire what you did, man, pulling them out and making that personal sacrifice for the betterment of the future. And I think, just to go off that point, we need more people in office willing to do that kind of thing. A political office, in my opinion, should be a personal sacrifice. You're serving, right?
100%. And you have to do it yourself. You don't just talk about it. You got to be about it. Yeah. I've been about it. That's why I'm that, so confident in who I am right now and how I can lead, because I've already proven, and we'll talk about my business decisions too in a little bit, but I've already proven that with everything I'm talking about, I've lived that. Makes sense? I've been through it. I'm a personal testament to what's going on. And just so everybody knows, my brother is an elementary school teacher in Maryland, in the county I'm talking about. So it's like I have connections, not just to him, but all these other people. I love a lot of teachers here, and they all know it as well, that there's a big problem coming, and it's here. It's here. And that's why I'm speaking up so much. I'm representing so many people, my family, my friends, these others. So someone's got to step up, and that's why I'm that person. I'm in that situation, or that I have that opportunity to be that voice. Yeah. This isn't about Kyle Sefcik, let's lift his name up. He's the man. This is a group. This is an unaffiliated group. There's a lot of people behind me that just, just kind of like us, man. Just people in the streets, people like that are living real life, man. And they're behind me, and that's what's going on. So I just want to make that very clear. It's not like, all the teachers are terrible. Dude, my brother's a teacher. My brother's my sister's becoming a teacher in Maryland. I need to take care of these teachers and the staff and the students and people like that. So, and I'm in these school systems. Don't get me wrong. I have like events, like there's one called Sound Shape, where I go to these schools and I have a DJ playing music while I lead workouts. I'm actually certified to go during assembly hours, during their school days, all over the state of Maryland. And we do these big productions that teachers are like, man, the kids don't talking about it. And I encourage them, and I teach them about like not bullying kids and like how to support each other and don't make fun of people, real stuff that they need to hear from young leaders like ourselves. All they're seeing the same teachers every day saying the same things, and let's be honest, man, a lot of weak men that are like teach that they're watching. There's no like real men stepping up, and that's another thing we got to get into in a little bit as well.
There's so many. But why is it that, since we're on this topic, why do you think they are pushing these sorts of things on such young children? I mean, really from the top. And like you've even said, there's a lot of really good teachers out there that don't want to be teaching this stuff, and they're put in an awkward position because it's being kind of crammed down on them. Why is it that they want to force this on our children?
Bro, I'm a 100% believer in Jesus Christ, man. You know what I'm saying? I've gone through it all, and there was only one thing to save me when I was at my lowest, and that was Jesus Christ. And I'm all in, man. I see more than ever now. And that Holy Spirit hits you. You see good versus evil. With everybody you meet, with everybody you talk to, you see either that is a light or that is a darkness. If you hear music, that is dark or that's not. So I'm being straight up. The devil's making his final. I mean, you've seen more than ever evil expose itself the last 2 years. And who better to go after than these kids? And so the next generation is just completely what we read about in the Bible, man, and Revelations and all these things coming. So that's just straight up. And people that don't understand God, the people that don't understand what I'm talking about, there's no need to talk to them, because it's either you see it or you don't. It's here. And it's not just the United States, it's the world. And we are at spiritual warfare every day. And that's what we're at battle with. They're coming for our kids, the most precious, innocent, pure things that we have to have a better future. And what better way to take out? You can get into how other countries like China, they use TikTok to they have the what's it called? The diagnostics or whatever to make it, that kids here in America only see booty shaking and this and that, while in China they see all the. You can say whatever you want, but at the end of the day, it's truly our enemy, the devil, making his moves, man, to get evil spreading and spreading and spreading, and the good has to step up, the light has to step up, and people like yourself and myself that are stepping up and letting people see, real men, we're not taking this, man, and we're gonna fight till the end, and that's what needs to happen right now. But to answer your question straight up, our children are under attack because they are the future. And if they're messed up, if they're confused, if they're evil, if they're, hurting people in all types of ways, if they're not smart, you know what I'm saying? That's the best way to do it. And let's be honest, as intellectual, As we have all these smartphones nowadays, how dumb of a society is America getting, man?
It's the truth.
We have all this technology and everything right at a push of a button, but we are getting dumber. We are getting dumber, bro. So,
well, we've become dependent on that technology instead of using our brains. And, personally, to me, it just looks like, I mean, it's all exactly what you said, but in the end result is you're creating a generation that's way easier to control. You've demonized masculinity, so you're going after all the strong people, right? Strong men. You're going after independent thought. And now you're confusing children and getting them all divided and fucked up, excuse my language, on issues of gender and gender ideology and all this crazy stuff. And next thing you know, you have an entire generation of weak, easily manipulated, controllable Americans. And that's where I see it going, man. And then it's like they can make us do whatever they want. And that's why I've felt as compelled as I have to push back and to support guys like you.
And I appreciate that, man. Just to your listeners, man, because I know you have awesome listeners. Parents, make those accommodations, make those risks, make those sacrifices for your children's now. I know it seems like, man, I can't do this or I can't do that because I have to work, or protect your children at all costs, even if you have to live in a box. Yes. Teach them right from wrong. Truly tell them there is right and wrong. What the problem is right now is everybody's playing in the middle here, and everybody's making their own gods and their own. Everything's right. Everything's right. There's right and wrong.
Yeah.
And what's happening is parents now are not teaching their kids, which they're supposed to, not the freaking government schools, the public school system. Parents are not raising their children anymore. And they're like, oh, no, it won't be a big problem. Oh, I know they listen to this music with them, but it's not a big deal. I know the teachers are teaching that, but the kids won't get over that. Your kids are sponges right now. Everything that they're learning, every single word that they hear, everything that they see is so important. You have to remember that. So to all the listeners, I'm sure I know you have awesome listeners, man. So, but to those of you that just need that reassurance, step up for those kids. They need it more than ever. And you will see them grow away from this, where the culture's taking everybody, and they will be this different kid, this unique kid that is going to be that light in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I couldn't agree more. And I've harped on this a lot, man. Like, I get messages from people all the time who it's always some iteration of, I want to do this, but, and it's like, you got to cut out the but, man, because we're talking about the future of our children and of our country. And if you're going to be that guy sitting on the sidelines saying, but, you're part of the problem.
I'm glad you said that, because that needs to be said more, man. And it sucks, that we have to say that to people, because it's like, we do understand their situation. Like, I do understand. It's like,
sure,
both of you parents have to work, so you have to be gone all day. But there's ways around it. There are ways to figure it out. And you just said it. You nailed it. It's become, people keep saying, but this, but that. And I hear the same thing, brother. And it's almost frustrating. I have a heart for it, and I understand what people are saying, but it's like, but it doesn't matter. I don't want to hear an excuse. It does not matter. Stop saying that. That's the problem with society right now. Stop saying but this, but that, and get it done. Do what the right thing is, no matter what the consequences. Do the right thing.
Yeah, well, your butt isn't going to matter when they take our guns away, take over the population, and next thing you know, we're under a communist dictatorship looking like Venezuela in 10 years,
And maybe shorter. Maybe shorter.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is, brother. Now that you bring up, taking the guns away, which the far left, the people lost, will lose their minds just hearing that. Oh, what? Yeah, right there. Take their gun. Who cares about guns? They're so unsafe anyway. Bro, I truly believe the Second Amendment is the last thing standing that they're going to be going after. I'll tell you that straight up. They've got the kids, they got the school systems, they got the money, they got the big corps, they got all this stuff, right? They got that Second Amendment, which is not just about right to have a gun. Everybody thinks it's right to have right to have a gun. No, it's right to militia.
Yeah.
It's right for people like
to fight
me and
tyranny.
you to stand together. So when the government gets corrupt, we can say, no, this ain't happening.
Yeah.
You understand? That's what's keeping us so safe in America, because they know there are millions of people sitting low, not talking about it. Veterans, cops, military, all these people that are true people like us that do have our source of protection when the government decides they're coming for us.
Yeah.
So I'm, and I don't know if you know this, but I own a company called BlackRock Tactical Partners. Don't get it confused with BlackRock that people like to talk crap about. BlackRock's a spot around where I live. It's called BlackRock. BlackRock Tactical Partners, where I've helped people, even though they should be able to constitutionally carry, but Maryland's so strict, they make people get their HQLs, their concealed carry license, all this stuff. I've made that route possible for people. So I've gotten thousands of people their HQLs, their handgun qualifying license, and concealed carry permits for them to carry 20. So I'm a huge advocate of of the Second Amendment, guns and stuff like that for safety. I never want to have to use it on a human being. I don't. But just in case, especially with the world going, we need to be prepared and know what we need to do to save people. Same thing with active shooter training. I've gone around not just the state, but the United States. I've done 13 states at this point, all over the place, where I teach active shooting in schools, hospitals, how to truly prepare for those situations. If you guys look at BlackRock Tactical, Kyle Sefcik, you'll see what I'm talking about. So I just wanted to bring that up now that you mentioned guns, because you triggered something right there. But yeah, man, it's a huge deal what's going on in our country. You're going to see more and more about that. You just saw something pass last week.
Yeah, you know, HR 1808, I think. 1808 maybe is the... Yeah, it's. I was just having a conversation with a buddy of mine, and he's like, you know, that's kind of the first domino that's falling towards this effort at disarming the populace.
Little cuts, bro.
Got to push back.
Big cut. Cut, big cut.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you're governor of Maryland, would you push for constitutional carry?
100%.
Yeah. Awesome.
Bro, when I'm governor of Maryland, I don't have any connections with any current politicians. I don't have any deals on the backsides. I don't have anybody to butt kiss or to make happy. Hey, you do this for me, blah, blah, blah. I don't have big corp in my pocket. I don't have unions in my pocket. I'm not taking a bunch of donations from I'm not in bed with anybody, bro. So I'm not going in there to play that game. I'm going in there to get what's done no matter what threats come. Even if I have to lose my life, brother, I'm telling you straight up, I have no problem with dying. I know where I'm going. I will do whatever it takes to get our path, one, right with God in Maryland, and two, morally fix things in Maryland. And that's going to be getting things back to the Constitution. Okay. Yep. The Constitution, which is brilliant at the end of the day. The problem is we are not as humans right now, as citizens in America, upholding our constitutional rights. Everybody's sitting back. There's no men stepping up. And that's another thing, man. During the COVID, the pandemic, whatever you want to call it, when it started in the beginning of 2020, and they were closing every business down, and they were saying you had to wear a mask everywhere you went. Like our buddy Ian Smith, I didn't close my gyms. I stayed open. And we got healthier. We were happier.
Imagine
we were out. We had no issues, man. We grew so much. I opened up another small gym during the pandemic. Do you understand? Like, I had one gym called MMA and Sport, my headquarters, and we did so well and got so packed during the pandemic that I had to open up another one. You might say, oh, Kyle, but they were making you be closed. How were you doing that? How did that happen? What do you mean? Yes, they were showing up. The state and the county were showing up, their health officials and stuff like that. No cops, because cops, I trained most of them, and we have a great relationship, and they knew what was right and wrong, and they're not showing up. But the health departments are threatening me to go to court and all this stuff, and I'm getting lawyers. But guess what? At the end of the day, nothing happened to me, because I had my constitutional right, and I knew that all along, and I'm not shutting down my home, my place of business that I own and pay for and run. I'm not going to let other human beings tell me what to do with my place of business. It got that crazy where me and you saw all these other leaders, powerful people in the community bowing and obeying this craziness and believing this. How did they not see it and feel it? And if they did see it and feel it, why did they still? I had so many people that I looked up to, man. I'm going to be straight up, just fold. And I just realized something. There are no men, there are no leaders stepping up for what is right. And that's another reason why you've seen me step up so much and run for governor and lead the Defeat the Mandates walk and do the Freedom Convoy and do all the local protests. That's why I've been involved, because nobody else was going. And here's another thing. At these protests and rallies, it was mostly women, bro. The mama bears were coming out.
Yeah.
The mamas, what's up? They saw it. The women saw it, and they weren't playing. It was the women showing up. And I'm just like, where the hell are the men? And that was the most disappointing thing that I saw. That where all the men and all the business leaders and the people leaders in the community just shut down and just cowered and hid. and and now I know who's real and who's not. And I know I'm talking a lot, man. I talk a lot.
No, it's all good, man. This is what this is for. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, here's the best part about it, bro. People like you, me, Ian, I know you've had him on. We've become connected. The people that see it have become connected. We have split. We have seen who's about it and who's not, because that's what's happening. There's been a huge shift. Who's on the good side? Who's on the evil side? Who's on the corrupt side? Who's on the sheep side? Who's on the lion side? Who is on the I see for real what's going on? Who's blind?
Yeah. Yeah.
It had happened, and that was, I believe, a huge positive about the pandemic. I think that needed to happen. So I'm looking at it as, man, it was a blessing, man. It's, I look at it as a blessing.
Absolutely. Well, the cream rose to the top, and I was talking to Andy Frisella, who has Phorm. I was telling him kind of the same thing. It was like,
doesn't he have a podcast?
Yeah. He has Real AF is his podcast, but he's also the founder and owner of Phorm and a bunch of companies. But
yeah. He's awesome, man.
Yeah, he's awesome. What he's been doing for the past couple years, speaking out, has been amazing. But I was, kind of telling him the same thing. It's like, I'm so grateful for the people that I've met throughout this and been able to surround myself with. And like I said, the cream rose to the top, man. You see who those people are who aren't afraid to speak up and stand up for our rights. And now we just have to keep pushing and elevating those individuals like yourself who do want to occupy an office and make a real change for the people. And, Andy's very much behind that as well. He supported Ian when, Ian was running for Congress, and, is just pushing, for folks like Eric Greitens, who's running for governor of Missouri. Also very, very outspoken, and the establishment, of course, is trying to bring him down any chance they can. So I wanted to ask you, along that line, what have you encountered much friction from the establishment or any of the other parties? I'd imagine both sides.
Bro, I'm running for governor of Maryland as an unaffiliated candidate. I'm 35, just turned 35 2 days ago. I'm a huge threat.
And you're a meathead. You're a scary meathead with a beard.
That has a lot of experience in business, in the community. I've done a lot of things young, man.
So what are they doing? How are they coming after you?
Oh, dude, first of all, I'm sure you've already they go after reputation. They go after, they make up lies. Like, listen, say whatever you want true about me. I'll own that. I've done that. I've done testimonies in videos that you've seen, the All In trailers.
Absolutely.
I've said all the stuff that anybody could possibly say bad about me. I've owned that, man. You know what I'm saying? I became a Christian. I'm good, man. I have no problem with giving people my testimony of what I've done bad in this life and how I learned from it. But it's the lies. It's the twisting. It's not just the establishment. It's people I haven't talked to in 15, 20 years from high school that have always secretly hated on me. And here's their chance to freaking hate more. It has pulled the evils, the people that just want to just come after you and try to ruin your peace, your joy, your momentum. One, to people like me and you, we see it as an awesome thing. Like, oh man, we're at that level now to where we're getting bombarded daily with all love, but also hate. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're there.
Yeah.
The establishment itself, dude, they're the best at twisting things, and they're the best at like trying to keep me away from things. Like, even so, because I'm unaffiliated, Republicans and Democrats will work on things together to keep me out of certain debates, keep me out of public views, make me seem like I'm not, you know what I'm saying? That's their goal together, because they know I'm the one who's going to be pulling votes from both sides. Now, when I did the Freedom Convoy, bro, I made that address to the President of the United States, and it got like 31 million views. I think that's one thing that I think you that's how we know each other a little bit. I think that's what first got Freedom page, right?
Yeah, I tried to post all their stuff as much as I could and support them.
So I made this address to the president saying, yo, we're coming, blah, 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 blah. And it was all over the place. Cool. So I pulled the only permit. I was the only person that pulled a permit for the State of the Union address. I had the permit for the National Mall for the State of the Union address.
No shit,
bro. The number one day of the year that they always have no security, armored tape. I mean, dude, I'll show you film of, they had all the streets just lined up with military stuff. I mean, they were trying to make it seem like another J6. And I did this event called Freedom Stage on National Mall. I have pictures and video from it. We were bringing the convoy there, right? Because we stationed in Maryland, Hagerstown. I was interrogated, bro. 2 hours a day for the final 3 weeks before I pulled that permit. I want to
Holy
say it to
shit.
everybody that's listening. I have pulled permits my entire life on the National Mall for all my events. Sound Shape, Grapple in the Park, Girl Power. I have all these big events if you look up them. I'm an expert in events. I know how to pull permits legally and do it right. This was the first time I didn't get a permit after 1 hour of talking to somebody. I had to talk to them 10, 15 hours leading up to it. And it's usually one or two people in the meeting. I had 13 different agencies, local, DC, outside of DC. You got FBI, you got CIA, and they're just asking me all these questions. What's the plan with this? What is blah, blah, blah? We know you're running for governor, but, and they were playing like good cop, bad cop, bro. I was in it so much that I'll eventually maybe write a book about it. But I'm telling you, as somebody who was actually in it, they went all out on me to try to just twist and stop whatever they could. They didn't want people coming to the National Mall to protest against the administration. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They did whatever they could to block off roads to have the Freedom Convoy come in. I still showed up there on March 1st for the State of the Union address for my freedom stage. And I stood there and still gave my speech and still said what was up. And the people that came heard what I had to say. We had 31 news outlets in front of me, 31 news outlets. And the first thing I said to them when I started my speech is, it doesn't matter how many people are here. I needed these cameras here, and I need everybody to know what's truly happened to me and what's happening here in Maryland and DC area and stuff like that. And that's what happened. I just want to make that clear. I know I'm going all over the place.
You're good,
but there's
brother.
a lot of people don't even know. So that was the first time ever that I felt like, damn, I'm like the enemy of the country right now, the way they're treating me. Because remember, I made the address, I said, Mr. President, and then and it went viral, bro, right off the bat. And then with the trucks coming and they know they're coming, they see the convoys coming, bro, they were just trying to twist whatever they could. And then they were, like I said, they were interrogating me because they wouldn't give me that permit. But guess what? I got that permit and I was there March 1st. Here's another thing. Even if I didn't get the permit, I would have been there March 1st, standing on that National Mall. You can't scare me. You can't threaten. I told you, man, I'm ready to give my life if I have to for the good cause. As men, we will give our life for the righteous cause.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
For our children.
We're not but, man. I'm not saying but, maybe I shouldn't do that because maybe they might do that. Bro, come on, man. Like, I'm ready to rock. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Well, we need more people like that in general, in society. We've gotten soft and weak, and people don't have conviction anymore, and they're not willing to fight for what they believe in. So, like I said, it's inspiring, hopefully, and the fact that a lot of people are going to see this, hopefully it inspires some more to stand up and speak up. And as far as the state of Maryland goes and in your plans for the state, and I know you've got an extensive business background, and by the way, there's a great video, you guys, I'll link in the description to the show here where you guys can watch a video on, it's like a mini documentary on Kyle's life, and it describes his business background, relationships, and everything leading up to this point. So we'll make sure we link to that for everybody listening. But start with kind of your business background in Maryland, and then what you are planning on doing as governor, and how you're going to leverage that experience. Because I know you've got a ton, and I was really impressed with the number of different businesses that you're able to run and to balance. And I think that's a skill that will convert over well to governing.
Yeah, thank you, man. So the documentary he's talking about, guys, is called All In, because that's literally what I am. I'm all in on this.
It's perfect.
No turning back. And you asked, a little bit about my background. The two best things I ever did young is I got started in mixed martial arts, 17, 18. And I got started into DJing. And what these did for me was not just build future businesses, which I'll tell you about in a second, but I got to be around so many different type of people and learn so many lessons early. Does that make sense? Like DJing, elementary schools, bar mitzvahs, clubs, weddings, all black events, all white events, Asian events, Indian events, I was busy all week, every day. So the amount of people I got to talk to and have good relationships with, and as a DJ or a wedding MC, you have to read crowds and know how to, be real, but also just add good vibes. And that's something I've always wanted to do. So that led me to my community stuff, and I have a nonprofit, as you saw. And now I just love serving people, man. I'm gonna be straight up, man. Nothing makes me happier than like seeing people's lives get better because of stuff that me and my team are doing, or people that show up are doing. I'm sure you've done some awesome stuff for people, and that's like a true reward. So I learned young how helping other people, whether that's just having a good event for them, whether that's serving the community, whether that's teaching them how to protect themselves because they're, worried about something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I love serving. So I want to put that out there because that will get to our nonprofit part. So I started DJing and training in mixed martial arts at a young age. By 19, I started my company that you saw in the documentary called KSEF Entertainment. It's called KSEF Entertainment because my name's Kyle Sefcik and my nickname was KSEF. So I was like, I'll just call it KSEF Entertainment. And it was me DJing. But then all of a sudden, I was getting hit up on the same day for more events. And I'm like, man, it's just me. I can't do it. And then I have buddies that I'm training and teaching and blah, blah. And then now I'm sending them out. And then they need inflatables. So I invest in inflatables and we're sending inflatables. And before I know it, it's a huge company, a photo booth, stage, lighting, sound, blah, 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 blah. At the same time, I'm training 3-4 hours a day in mixed martial arts, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which I'm a black belt in, a second-degree black belt under Professor Sauer, Hickson Gracie. I got my black belt in Brazil.
That's amazing.
In Brazil, I was awarded by Gracie and Professor Sauer in Brazil. And my black belt. And I fight pro MMA, for those who don't know. I haven't fought in 5 years, 6 years. But I went pro young, 23 years old. I loved it, but God has bigger things for me. I'm not, trying to be the top guy. So Muay Thai, did a bunch of Muay Thai fights, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, MMA, boxing, all this stuff. What that does, not just to make you feel physically, but for your confidence levels, for your
discipline,
people reading people, knowing that when you're pressured or you're hurt, to remain calm in those situations, to breathe in the worst possible situations you can do. And that's what I was doing. I was training and learning these lessons in life through mixed martial arts and DJing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that kind of prepared me for everything else I have now. So 19, I start the entertainment company, which is still up today. And then at 23 years old, when I went pro, I opened up my first gym, and it's still there in Damascus. I opened up my hometown, this like country town that people are like, no way it's going to work. 10 years later, 11 years later, we're still up, thriving more than ever. You know what I'm saying? So those two things made a bunch of other things blossom. The Sound Shape event that I was talking to you about earlier, where I'm in all these schools talking to kids, that's also an adult event that we do in the National Mall every summer. Okay. So it's like these things blossom. Then I had this Girl Power event that you saw. We had 5,000 women come to my last Girl Power event, which
so
builds
crazy.
Small business owners and women owned and operated businesses. It's all about them. And then I have things like I do Oktoberfest locally for the county. The county asked me to do it because I'm good at events, bringing people together. And then we just do little things, stuff I don't even like to talk about or brag about. We'll go to elder cares. We'll go help this kid because he just got abandoned by his family. I don't know, man. But that's where I'm at today. I have Black Rock Tactical. I have Exhilaration, an axe throwing company, a mobile axe throwing company. We were the first one to pull the insurance and the permits for a mobile axe throwing, not go to brick and mortar. We show up with our design trailer, back it up, and we have a huge axe throwing program for people. Like stuff that people are like, man, it ain't gonna work. Well, that's cool, but whatever. I go after these things, and then as you know, bro, when you commit to something, it will become successful. You just keep going at it. You keep going, no, I don't care. Oh, I made a mistake here. Okay, I'm gonna fix that. All right, blah, blah, blah. And you get better and better and better. Right? It comes back to just us working out, bro. You go to the gym. You weren't that big and strong when you started, man. Mm-hmm. Little by little, you started learning the techniques, the right things to do. And then, oh, man, I got injured. I messed up there. Let me work around it. And then you fix it. And then you get back. It's the same process with businesses and community stuff. So I hope that helped answer your question a little bit, man. But yeah. I'm so passionate about what I do because I truly love what I do. I've made a life out of things I love. And I know what I've been through with all of it. I'm so glad that I stuck with it when things got tough. You know what I'm saying? So it's molded me to just see people for who they really are, love people no matter what, read people, bro, from people watching and DJing, but also in mixed martial arts. I grapple with people all day, every day. That's why I'm wearing my rasper. I just got back from class. I can feel who somebody is by just grappling with them one time. I can feel who they are, their aggression, or are they calm, are they going after this, or I can just feel people, you know what I'm saying? And as a pro fighter, I don't fear anybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm cool with everybody. The last thing I want to do is have beef or fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that is very true. All the guys I know who are BJJ black belts or pro MMA guys, I know quite a few of them, they're all just laid back, because they're not worried about anything because they can take care of themselves. It is a demeanor that pro fighters have. So how do you think all of this is going to make you a good governor, and what's your plan as governor?
So one, I'm a father of two little boys. My focus is on these two little boys and all these kids that they're around, and the future of these children. My heart is with these children. And this isn't like some political guy saying, oh, my heart is for the children. Let's protect the children. Bro, my life's been about it my whole entire life. Okay. Yeah. And especially with two little boys, and you are a father as well, man, with your daughter, right? You know, things change when you have your own little kids that you, the world that they're growing up in. You think that I'm going to let something bad happen in our state of Maryland? You think when it comes to safety and security, you better believe Maryland is going to become that state where parents from all over the country are going to be like, dude, let's go to Maryland, dude. They're safe there. They take care of their police. They take care of their fire department. They have good morals there. They have the right schools doing the right discipline and right teachings and stuff like that. They have the right morals. They have the right community stuff going on in Maryland. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm connected to all these nonprofits, man. I'm connected to all these people. If I can get to that head spot, we can just be coordinating awesome stuff for the whole state of Maryland that people always have, you know, somewhere to go to. These kids that are on the streets, you look at Baltimore and how messed up Baltimore is, and outside of Baltimore, they need change. Not a Republican, not a Democrat doing the same policies that might work and put all the money and people make money and Baltimore continues to be crap. No. We're going to clean it up for sure, man. We're going to get the bad apples of the cops out of there, and we're going to have good people doing the right things in Maryland, making it safety and more secure. That's number one. Number two, as a small business owner starting at 17, 18, 19 years old, I've been through it all with all these different businesses. You've heard half of the ones that I've said. Who better to build the economy better here in Maryland knows from the ground up? You know what I'm saying? I'm not some son of some millionaire that came into a bit. Bro, I had to grind. I'm still grinding every day, dude. Imagine what I can do with not just the small businesses in Maryland, any business in Maryland, dude. Just make it all work. You know what I'm saying? And then that comes taxes. I've already made a promise. If there ever is a bill that comes in front of me and it has anything to do with hiring taxes, no matter what it is for, bro, I'm not doing it. That is my word. And you're going to find in the long run, my word is my word. I think that's very important as men, especially to keep. People just say something, don't keep their words anymore. That word is the most important thing to me. You know, if someone tells me something and they don't do what they said, or at least attempt to do what they said, I've lost trust. I've lost respect for that person. I just want to be straight up. Word is your word no matter what. So taxes, never rising it. If anything, declining it. Because Maryland, no matter who's in there, they're still just going up and up and up. And then even the Republicans, man, they say, oh, but we had to do it because of this. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I don't trust either side, man. So those are the main things I'm running on: are children, safety and security, small businesses, community, taxes, bro. I've been screwed over personally through taxes and business-wise through taxes. It doesn't even make sense what they do here.
So what's the strategy moving forward? Is it just grassroots, getting out there and canvassing, talking to people? Like, what's the plan? What's the timeline look like? I'm interested in all this stuff, man, because this is like a whole new world to me. So
totally, man. So I will tell you this. I have all these people that have been part of politics most of their lives, maybe even, coming and giving me their advice.
Right.
I don't want their advice. I don't want your advice. In no way do I want to be playing their game. God, you got to play their game a little bit. You got to play their game. I will lose playing their game 100%. One, I don't want to be part of that game. I think it's evil. I think it's corrupt. I don't want to be tied to that at all. Number two, I don't want to play the game because that's their game. It's the game of parties. They all win no matter what. You have to understand that. World, I want you to listen. Somebody who is running for governor, is in the race, is truly in it. I don't care how long you've been part of politics. You have never been running for governor and made it to the general election. That is what I've done. Okay. I know what's going on. I know what's in this sphere of this little circle that they keep so hidden. And I'm seeing it. And I'm telling you now, I don't trust the Republicans at all. And I don't trust the Democrats at all. I just want to make that very clear. So moving forward, I am going to keep doing what I've always done. And that's serving my community, building my businesses, taking care of my kids, helping other people's kids, and going out and about. And still, when I find things we need to rally behind, I'm going to lead that charge, whether one person shows up or 17,000 people like at Defeat the Mandates when I led that. Doesn't matter, man. I've done it. And I say one because I've held rallies to where one person showed up, dude. I've held rallies where 17,000 people show up. I've seen both ends, you know what I'm saying? And I will be there no matter what, right? So I just want to make that clear as well. But moving forward, is I'm going to keep just stepping up, speaking truth, keeping God at the forefront, still lifting up Jesus' name. People keep telling me, don't mention Jesus, man. It's going to split a lot of people off of you. Listen, I would rather lose. You tell me right now you're 100% going to lose, Kyle. If you say Jesus again, I would say Jesus. I just want to make that very clear. So other than that, bro, like I said, still doing my same stuff, but I do have some little, moves coming up, man. There are bigger connections that have reached out to me. You know what I'm saying? But there are other people that have are just seeing the realness, understanding what's going on, doing stuff like this, man. Now our podcast that people are watching, other people will reach out and see, God's got something in plan here and I'm trusting him. I've talked to Ian Smith. We're going to get together this month. There's things happening.
Good.
Right? With true warriors that are going to get that message out. I've gotten message from other people that have huge followings as well for the right reasons that I want to connect with. Good. But that's another, I just want to mention real fast, man, is there are people that have reached out to me that want to endorse me, but I've had to be like, hey, I respectively no, because there's certain people I just don't want ties to because they've been already part of a political system. Does that make sense? And I don't want that. I want the realness. I want all your viewers to know there is an underground movement happening. If you haven't seen it yet, if you're not part of it yet, it's happening. And it's the unaffiliated. It's the people that are tired of all this crap. Do you understand? It's not the Green Party. It's not the Libertarians. It's not the Republicans. There is an unaffiliated group that's tired of it and wants our government to get back to the true roots of what it was created for, which was brilliant from the start. We are unaffiliated. We're tired of all these sides. And I just need to keep saying the message, telling people my story. And because when I tell my story, man, people relate to that. Everybody listening right now is related to at least one thing that I've said. Like, damn, that's happened to me too. Or damn, I need to do that too. And that's where we need this following coming. That's why I'm saying it's not about Kyle Sefcik for governor, man. Kyle's the man. Don't make it about me. It's about what we have being built. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I know I talk a lot. I know I go all over the place because you trigger so many things when you ask me these questions. But moving forward, you're going to see the attacks come on me from both sides. And I want everybody to know this is a great sign. This lets you know that good things are happening and this will set a statement no matter what. And you could say, oh, this man doesn't have a chance. But I heard that with all the fights that I had. People talking shit saying I never had a chance and I would win. Yeah. I heard that when I started every business I had. I heard that when I started Girl Power. And they're like, dude, you're a dude. No one's going to come to Girl Power. 5,000 women later on one event. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care what people say. I truly believe. I know what I'm doing. God has put this in my heart. And I'm going to go all in. I'm going to be 100% into this. No matter what the outcome after this, there's something bigger happening.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. And no matter what happens, I mean, unfortunately, Ian didn't win, in his race, but he's still having a huge impact and he's going to continue to do things and speak up. And, that's what it's all about. We can't lose momentum and we have to just keep pushing. So yeah, of course, brother.
I've had people even say, bro, dude, you got to shave your beard though, man. You don't even look, it doesn't really look professional. And I say, thank you. Want to look, thank you so much. I don't want to look professional. You're saying I don't look like a politician. Oh, thank you so much. Seriously. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in any way a politician. You hear the other politicians say that. I'm not a politician, but I am running, but then they become a politician. In no way am I ever going to become that. And I was saying earlier, man, when I become governor, crazy changes are going to happen because I'm going to be bold. I'm going to make those changes, not worrying about what comes at me. I'm going to make those big decisions. And then when the fight comes from both sides, we're going to have all these lawmakers, all these people that are stuck in that money and in that power that they don't want to let go of. It's so important to them. I'm still going to be right there going, nah, this is what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And people will see Maryland will become that state that is talked about more than any other. That's the one we got to go to. Right? Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Only governor I'm really liking right now is DeSantis in Florida and what he's doing. I'm not saying he's perfect. Nobody is perfect. But that dude is stepping up for the right things and people. He's earning the love of people for real by doing the right things, standing on what the right things to do. And that's why God has lifted him up. And now people are talking about DeSantis for president. That because he's doing the right thing and God lifts up those people that are doing the right thing. So cool, man. I just wanted to make that said.
No, I love it, man. I love your energy, dude. You have so much energy and enthusiasm, and it's contagious. I can tell you that I'm just like I'm sitting here, just like listening to everything you're saying, and I could see why people would rally behind you, and of course because everything you're saying makes sense, and this is what we need. But I agree on everything with DeSantis. What do you think? I mean, just to kind of like take a step back and look more broadly at the country and politics in general, obviously there's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now. Pelosi's landed a plane in Taiwan, and China's threatening military action and all this crazy stuff. And, we're heading into midterms, and people are talking about a red wave. And then the Biden administration, of course, is saying that even though we're meeting the definition of a recession, this is technically not a recession just because we say so. And I mean, it's just nuts out there, man. Like, where do you think things are going to go midterms and in the presidential election, broadly speaking? What are the state of things going to be in this country, man? Because a lot of people are worried. A lot of people are scared.
I mean, that last statement you just said really hits it on the nail. A lot of people are worried and a lot of people are scared, man. Because they're just hearing so many different things all over the place. Guys, the number one enemy, our enemy's number one thing is fear, discouragement. Yeah. Right? Let's be honest. So when these people get this, they make bad decisions. They have wrong thoughts. People are all worried. Listen, I'm at peace because, one, I know the end game here. I've read the whole Bible many times. I know where it's headed. And here's the thing, brother. We can't save the world. Nobody is going to come into a position of the president and save America, and we are now we're back to the best country, and we are no one's coming to save the world. The world is going to get worse. It's going to be more polluted, more sicker minded, sicker body. Look where people are health-wise, bro, right? If they can just eat water, eat good and drink water, they'd be a billion times better. That's another topic. It's going to get worse. The reason where I see this country going is right now is this. Biden, there's no way he gets reelected. There's just no way. He'll be dead before then. He will be, they're trying to find some good exit for him, and they're trying to make him all honorable. I don't know what they got planned for him, but there's no way he's the next runner. And who would they put in charge, right? Okay, number two, the MAGA, the Trump, right, which has been the biggest name. And Trump's done a lot of great things, okay? He has. Yeah, like a lot of things done. I'm not going to say that he's somebody I would say would be my friend. There's things I disagree with a lot of things he says and how he says things, but bottom line is he has done a lot of good things that I agree with. Is he going to run? They're saying he is. He's kind of said it too, but people are. I did a poll on one of my pages that has 72,000 people. 81% said they would rather have DeSantis run than Trump, and these are people that are like strong Trump and freaking constant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And 81%.
I'm seeing that a lot too. Yeah.
So you see it, and I'm hearing every time, yo, bro, dude, Trump this, Trump that. Like, I like things he's done, but I've never been like on the Trump train. You know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing a lot of people jump ship off of that to unaffiliate this, bro, the real stuff they've been looking for, the good stuff from the whole Trump and MAGA stuff, but without all the other BS. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
So I don't know what's coming. I just know the world is going to continue to get worse. And I'm not saying this as like a pessimist and make people scared. Listen, you got to still find your peace and joy as things get worse, because life is good. God is good. And when we die, man, thank God we're going to heaven. But the thing is, I'm running for governor of Maryland so I can make Maryland a stronghold, a safe hold for what's coming, dude. Like, I'm a realist, man. And anybody who really is in the streets and feeling people out and seeing what's going on and knows people, you have to know crazier stuff is coming. Crazier stuff is coming. I'm connected to a lot of military, connected to a lot of just good people, police officers. And dude, the things are happening that you better be prepared. You have to be prepared for the worst, right? I'm just being honest. Like, who knows what could happen? A war, a bombs could go off. We could be in our own civil war here in the United States. We can be at war overseas. And then when there's war overseas, what do you believe? Because all these news stations are saying different stuff. I mean, this is where we're at. So for me, to answer a question, what you're saying is, bro, I don't know where it's going. I just know it's not going to get better. Yeah. I know it's not going to get better. I would like to think that there's some people that, let's say, like, for some reason, a Republican or an unaffiliated person wins president of the United States and they lead the states now. If they are in any way politically motivated or business or money motivated like everybody else, things are going to continue to get worse. You know what I'm saying? So part of the thing that I'm doing as unaffiliated is I'm trying to just be that good man, bro. Like, I'm very happy with who I am. The confidence I have right now comes because I'm not stuck in any sins. I'm not doing anything bad. I'm not scared of what they're going to say or do, because the truth will always come out that I've been 100% just doing the right thing, bro. You feel my energy because you know if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So I'm staying clean. I'm staying strong. So when we win unaffiliated of Maryland, bro, we will have that state that people are like, what is going on? It's so special, Maryland, when everything else is getting so bad. And then when everything does get bad in these other states, you've already heard people talk about it. It might become state versus state and like war, and all these other states are, and the civil war could come again. I'm not saying this as somebody who's like a conspiracy theory. I'm a realist and I know my history and I'm seeing it replay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is coming? Not just the United States, but the world. So you have threats of war. You have what's going on with the election. We have what's going on with the, bro, that's the best answer I can give you. I don't know what else to tell you on that. Yeah. Like, I don't have, my prediction is that Trump will run against and Nancy Pelosi is going to run. Or something. I don't have a prediction on that, man. Because one, I'm just being honest, I'm mostly focused on my state, on what my mission is.
Absolutely. Well, there's
your other opponents here. I'm like, man, I respect them, whatever, cool. But I'm not like focused on how to destroy them. I have no interest in talking bad about these people or finding out blah, blah, blah. I'm focused on what my mission to truly lead is. You understand? Yeah, while they're going at each other, just bickering and it's just smear campaigns. I'm just like, this is politics, I guess. This is why I didn't want to be involved with that crap. And even when they come after me, which they kind of are starting to do, you know, now that the unaffiliated is making a lot of noise, right? Even the Republicans are like, Kyle, please don't do this. Please join the Republican side. Please push them. We need to get this win here in Maryland, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, guys, I have my own personal beliefs on both sides of this, and I'm going to stay with what, you know, I feel is right on this. Like, seriously, that's like the battle right here in Maryland right now. There's a strong left Democrat and a strong right Republican that got the Trump endorsement. And the thing is this, they don't even know each other. Trump endorsed the Republican here because he didn't like Larry Hogan, who's our governor right now. He endorsed somebody he doesn't even know. That is my problem with what's going on, man. I'm done with all this crap. I don't care who you are. I know people listening right now that are like Team Trump and MAGA. Cool, I agree with a lot of things that he did. But I'm not cool with you endorsing somebody you don't know, man. What I liked about what you did, man, is you've been watching me for a little bit. We've just been staying in touch. You got to know me before we had a conversation, and you're going to put me on, right?
Yeah, of course.
You don't just say, follow this guy, he's the best. You did it right, man. Other people aren't doing that in politics. They're just endorsing people and raising money and making it all about that, making posts. We are now 5 million endorsed by blah, 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 blah. I'm like, it's all money and popularity when it shouldn't be about that at all. How about you tell us how you're going to serve us?
Yeah, exactly.
How are you going to serve us? What do you mean you're raising money from all these people? I haven't made one announcement for a donation, bro. I have a donation link on my website if people want to give, cool. But I've made no announcement for donations because at the end of the day, I'm trying to serve you. I don't want to take people's all your money and blah, blah, blah. And let me prove how I can serve you. Does that make sense?
Of course.
So that's what I'm seeing locally right now is the extreme right, extreme left doing what they do in politics. And the same thing continues to go, just like we've been seeing. The same whirlwind, just like America has been seeing in all these states and federally wise. And it's the same rhythm. You want to break that rhythm, get an unaffiliated dude who does not trust the government and has no political contacts, has no big corporate contacts. Get that person in there and watch the change you've been asking about.
That's it. I love it, man. Well, look, I know you said you don't make announcements for donations, but what is your website in case people do want to contribute to the cause?
My website is kylesefcik.com, KYLESEFCIK.com.
There you go.
One, you see a lot more of the things I've done and where I stand, right? But yeah, if people feel in their heart, you know what I'm saying, pray about it. If you feel like, hey, dude, Kyle needs some more signs, man. Because like all these other people have these huge signs and commercials on TV. Bro, thank God I have a production company. That's why I'm able to make these videos. I'm doing it myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I'm able to do this. I don't have like money, dude. I'm scraping up. Like I have these businesses, bro, but it's still a grind, dude. I'm still young building businesses. It's not like I got money to invest in stuff. So these other guys got big signs out, commercials. They're able to pay people to go to door and streets, do calls. I'm like not doing any of that. I have 15 signs, bro. 15 little signs up right now, you know? So I'm just telling people because people are like asking me all the time, yo, can I get signs? I'm like, hey, I'm saving up a little bit more money. And then I'm going to order big signs and I'll get you some. Cool. I'm just relying and praying that stuff like this, man, like what you're doing for me, this is like another prayer answered. God told me there's going to be people helping you be lifted up. You're one of them, bro. Like God said. Man.
Absolutely,
so
man.
This is what I need is more word of mouth, people talking like, yo, you heard about the unaffiliated cat, Kyle, look into him, boom. And then people look into me and they're like, oh, this dude's been about this life. Like this dude's been doing that. He's not just coming out for campaign season. He's not just showing up because it's campaign season. As an event coordinator, my whole life, last 15 years, an expert in events, the only time I see political people is when it's campaign season.
Yeah.
They're ever around helping the community or me until it's campaign season. And now I'm running And I know how these people were. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey, please don't look into me who I am now. Please look into who I've been.
Exactly.
Who have I been
Yeah.
every day? You know what I'm saying? That's all I ask. People keep asking for the change and this person to be in there. I have been that. You know what I'm saying? So I say this, and don't get this wrong. I'm not being cocky. Like I don't want to be think like, oh, I think I'm the man. I just know the work I put in and what I've been prepared to do, and I'm ready to do it if you guys give me that opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. Well, look, dude, I'm going to do everything I can to get the word out and keep spreading the word. And if there's anything else I can do to help, just let me know, man. Guys, go to his website and donate. Like he said, if you feel compelled to do so, we need to support more people like Kyle. We need to support real people, not career politicians, people who have the best in mind for our country and our children and our future. And look, dude, I think if nothing else, the last 2 years have shown us how important local government is and how much power these governors have over our states. So if you guys want to make a real change for your state, if you're a resident of Maryland, and I know there's plenty of you out there who listen to the show who live there, because there's people all over who listen, make that change. Stand up and do what you can to help Kyle get there. And anytime I have a new guest, brother, I close with a question, and I feel like you're a great person to ask this question because you do care so much about the youth and the future of our children. But I ask everybody, if you could give young people one piece of advice moving forward. Think of like 18 to 22-year-olds who are just trying to figure out life and what they're supposed to be doing. What would that one piece of advice be?
That one piece has like 3 little pieces to it, okay?
Perfect. Let's go.
1, read the Bible. Coming from somebody who never read a book their entire life, hated reading, when I got into that Bible, it completely changed how I looked at relationships, businesses, treating people. Things got so much better. That's number 1. Number 2, turn off the trash music. Turn off the trash TV shows. Turn off the news. Stop hanging around people that are bringing you down and aren't building you up. I would rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather, meaning put yourself around people that you know are doing the right things no matter what. They're not caving into bringing you down bad roads, because you will be caught in it. Mark my words. If you guys are with the wrong crowd right now, bad things are coming. Yep. If you put yourself around even just one good person every day, that is going to change your life. Find out who they are, put yourself around them, and straight up, just stay in prayer. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, like I this is coming from somebody like, listen, my whole life's been changed because of God, and when I came to Jesus. So I say this all the time because that's really where I get my, passion from and abilities from. So I need to make that known, but I really appreciate you asking me that, man.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Turn off the apps. Don't be all flooded on TikToks and watching booties. Don't be distracted. The devil is really good at distract the world. The left, the devil, whatever you want to say, it's distracting all these kids, distracting you guys. I promise you, you want to be successful, you want to grow up and have the greatest life and just love your life and have everything you built and it's all you, and you can control, and you can wake up any day and say, what do I want to do today? Okay. It's coming from somebody who has this life now. I'm so glad I did that stuff young, 17, 18, when I started building it. If you're younger and you're listening to this right now, start it now. Start building a better life now. Get all the dead ends off. Start building. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that would be my advice. And if you don't mind, I'd love to pray over you, brother, and pray over all your listeners real quick.
Absolutely.
Long, right?
Yep.
Lord God, having us here on the show. Appreciate, the success you've given Dave and all his viewers here, just what they're doing for our community, for our states, and for the world, really. And just keep lifting up his podcast. Let it keep thriving and spreading the good message of love, Lord God, and what to do and the right things to do for our country, for our states. I pray over everybody else listening right now, whatever your struggles are right now, whatever's going on in your life right now, the stresses you have, I promise you, you go to God, things will change dramatically. Trust him. Make the good decisions, make the moral decisions when you are tempted. Lord God, I just pray over everyone listening, their kids, what they're seeing, what they're hearing. I ask that these parents listening will work harder, do better, no matter what, to raise these children. And then with these parents listening right now and these other viewers listening right now, I pray that whatever struggles they have physically, mentally, spiritually right now, that you just touch their hearts, touch their bodies right now, and let them find that peace and that joy so that they can continue to be, warriors of your kingdom and what's coming. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Hey, Dave, dude, loved being on your show. Okay, I've been watching you for a while. Love what you're doing, dude. Please keep it up. I know you're a confident guy and you know what you're doing, but sometimes it's good to hear, from other people.
100%.
We love
Thank you.
Myself, we see what you're doing, bro. Love what you're doing. You don't just look good, right? You're not just perfect body with the beard, right?
Far from perfect, brother. Far from perfect.
But dude, it's on the inside, man. And
Yeah.
I had to be on your show because, I can see God lifting you up. And like I told you, you've been a blessing to me. And I know this is going to go far. And I really appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And one more thing. I am the Walmart of Dave Hurt. I'm the Walmart of Dave Hurt.
I love it. So for those who don't know, that's a reference to a hilarious insult that I got. Somebody called me the Walmart Ian Smith. So I guess there's got to be a Walmart Dave Hurt.
When I was a kid, and I'm just kidding. You guys were like probably planning some like big story. Like, damn, this guy's gonna talk more. No, I've already seen this. Me, you, and Ian Smith are gonna get an awesome pick together one day. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be a tight
dude.
pick.
Yeah, you got to get the beards together.
Oh yeah, bro. So I saw that. I had to share that with you, and then listeners that are listening right now, they're like, "Damn, he called that," blah blah. All right, cool. Other than that, you guys, thank you, Dave.
You got it, man. Well, you're welcome back anytime, brother, and I'm going to continue to support you all I can. Keep us updated, and guys, go support this man, support what he's doing, or if you're in a different state, support someone like him who's trying to attack this system and make a change. And until next time, everybody, keep your minds free.